Chris. This is This Week in Disney on Saturday nights now at 6 o'clock. So as of right now, nobody's here. I forgot to create it and put it out there, so it was a little late, so I just threw it up now. I don't know if anybody's watching. I don't think they are. So we got some Disney news, and I think maybe we should get to it. Yes. All right, let's go ahead. Let me pull her on down here. All right, that's not exactly what I wanted. Hold on just a second. There we go. That's what I wanted. All right, so let's begin. Let's see. Here we go. All right, could Canadian PM Trudeau hold sway over Disney Plus? Today, proposed changes to the broadcast law in Canada and gives Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and his government some power over streaming services in the country. But what could this mean for streaming's latest big player, Disney Plus? This news legislation in Canada would mean that Disney Plus and other streaming services, including streaming giant Netflix, would have to promote Canadian shows, among other things. The proposed reform would empower the federal broadcast regulators to impose conditions of service, which could include orders to make Canadian content easier for users to find. Online broadcasters would have to make financial contributions to support Canadian music, stories, creators, and producers, according to a brief note. The regulator, the Canadian Radio, Television, and Telecommunication Commission, would be able to impose financial penalties on companies that fail to comply with the rules. Hey, Gonzo! It is also important to note the reasoning behind this proposed legislature, which was also reported by Bloomberg. With a change to broadcast legislation, the government says it is trying to create a more even playing field between digital giants and traditional domestic television networks, which are already required to pay minimum amounts towards Canadian programming. So the question is, what Canadian Disney Plus shows and movies could allow Disney to comply with these new guidelines? And will this lead to Disney Plus creating more content in Canada? Could WandaVision debut on Disney Plus earlier than expected? Okay. To answer the first question, there are a few movies Disney that filmed in Canada. Disney can promote for the Disney Plus streaming service, but none of them are as notable as you would think. For example, all the films in the Air Bud franchise were filmed in Vancouver. But for the second question, could Disney create more shows or movies in Canada for Disney Plus? Possibly. Only time will tell how Disney will handle these new regulations in Canada. So it sounds like maybe Canada's making rules to start creating some business there in their country. All right, Frozen 2 beats Frozen Billboard record. Disney's Frozen 2 proves something that very few sequels have. That 2 is indeed better than 1. According to Billboard.com, Frozen 2 just beat its predecessor record for the most week ever spent as number 1 on the Billboard soundtrack charts, 45 non-consecutive weeks. Billboard explains the soundtrack chart ranks the most popular soundtrack albums of the week in the U.S. based on multi-metrics consumption as measured in equivalent album units. Units comprise album sales, track equivalent albums, and streaming equivalent albums. Each unit equals 1 album sale or 10 individual tracks sold from an album, or 3,750 ad supports or 1,250 paid subscriptions. On-demand official audio and video streams generated by songs from an album. In total, Frozen 2 has earned 1.3 million equivalent albums units in the US. According to a Nielsen Music MRC data, of that sum, 371,000 are in album sales. The original Frozen from 2013 is now sent to the number 2 all-time spot, raking up 44 non-consecutive weeks as number 1. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou and The Greatest Showman are tied for third at just 34 non-consecutive weeks. So yeah, that's pretty neat to actually hear that the sequel actually beat out the original. And like they said, that don't normally happen. All right. Where to see Santa Claus at Disney Springs? As Walt Disney World makes final preparations to begin its holiday celebrations this Friday, we have confirmation that Santa Claus will still be making appearances, and we know where to find him at Disney Springs. According to the Walt Disney World website, Santa and Mrs. Claus will be wishing Christmas wishes from a pontoon boat on Disney's World's Lake Buena Vista called Santa's Winter Watercade. The experience is described as the following. Santa and Mrs. Claus are soaking up the last bit of Florida sun before their big night, taking to Lake Buena Vista in a winter wonderland of colorful decorated pontoon boats, waving Christmas wishes to one and all. Guests will no doubt be able to catch glimpses of the big man himself all along the Disney Spring waterfront, from the boathouse and Jock Lindsay's to over by the House of Blues. However, like all the flotillas and cavalcades, there are no announced times set to prevent expectant crowds from forming and breaking social distancing. It should also be mentioned that Disney Springs will not be the only place inside Walt Disney World where guests can see Santa. So, sounds like Santa Claus is coming to Disney World. All right, here we go. Could WDW's reopening move backwards as pandemic spreads in Florida? The White House Coronavirus Task Force has just moved Florida from the yellow zone to the red zone after a week of a 4,000 a day case count within the state, and it may be affecting the data we see within the Disney World. The rate of new COVID-19 cases in Florida has been increasing steadily week over week since early October, pushing the state into the red zone, according to the White House Coronavirus Task Force report for the 4th week of October. The state currently ranks 31st in the nation for new COVID-19 cases per 100,000 people. It remained in the yellow zone for test positivity, indicating a rate between 5% and 8%, ranking from 33rd in the nation. There are early signs of deterioration in the Sun Belt, including Florida, as mitigation efforts were decreased over the last month, said the October 25th report obtained by the Orlando Sentinel from Governor Ron DeSantis' office. With that being said, a task force report has been released with advisories on how Florida can mitigate and reduce rising case numbers. Suggestions include recommending mask wearing, physical distancing, hand hygiene, avoiding crowds in public and social gatherings in private, and ensuring flu immunization. Hey, Katrina. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis had removed any fines associated with not wearing a mask in the state of Florida, which contradicts what is being suggested in the task force report and general guidelines in many other states. Disney World, for its part, has continued to heavily impose a mask rule. Being private property, Disney World can make sure guests are wearing not only masks, but specifically whatever mask they deem appropriate, and can remove uncooperative guests if necessary. Right now, Disney World is announcing to guests via signage, newsletters, park recordings, and My Disney Experience app notifications that masks must be worn at all times except for when actively eating or drinking when on property. Failure to do so will mean the guest's removal from the property. Has Disney really not seen an outbreak? All of this being said, Disney World has not reported an outbreak in any of its parks since reopening. The notice of COVID outbreaks come from reports which show state and country level cases and positivity rates, levels of testing, and death rates. It ranks the countries by color code from green to red, indicating the rate of increase in cases and test positivities. And more significantly, it provides early warnings and a list of recommendations to each state. In order for the Sentinel to receive a weekly report, the newspaper has to involve its attorneys to obtain it. Alan Harris, the chief administrator of Seminole County Office of Emergency Management, requests the report, but he was refused. The data within the report can be informative for those within local levels in terms of making decisions, but with the virus being such a sensitive thing, waiting weeks to find out numbers and where they are coming from can be counterproductive. The most recent report that we have seen is from October 25th from the Sun Sentinel, and it noted a large jump in COVID-19 cases. Compared with the prior week, the rate of the new COVID-19 cases per 100,000 population has increased by 20%. The rate increase was 14% in the October 18 report and 8% in the October 11th report. And that is with Orange County ranking fourth for the greatest number of new cases in the prior 3 weeks. Because these reports are not transparent, it may be possible that where outbreaks are coming from and the location in which they are taking place are not being fully realized by the public. Even today, the case count is over 3 hours late in being released to the public. It's going to spread. That's all there is to it. So, all right, let's get on to our next bit of news. Let's see, where was it? Here we go. Epcot project codenamed Gamma gets new permits. Walt Disney World Resort Epcot theme is currently undergoing a major transformation from building the highly anticipated Remy Ratatouille adventure ride in the World Showcase France Pavilion expansion to the upcoming Space 220 restaurant in the brand new World Discovery neighborhood. There's a lot for guests to look forward to. Now a new permit has been filed for Project Gamma. This is the Imagineering Department codename for the Epcot entrance overhaul, pictured above. I would show it to you, but it really doesn't show much. But I mean, all right, which includes the new World Celebration neighborhood. This particular permit is specifically for Project G201 or 202-1 and lists the address 1400 Avenue of the Stars. This is the location of the former Innovations East structure, which was previously home to the now defunct Mouse Gear store and Electric Umbrella quick service restaurant. The Whiting Tuner Contracting Company is the contractor on this new Epcot construction permit. Their website indicates that they are a full-service construction firm, specialized in innovative designs that exceed clients' expectations. It is likely that they are set to begin working on transformation the Innovations East area into a brand new Disney World dining establishment and retail shop. These are intended to provide similar services to Mouse Gear and the Electric Umbrella, but with completely new themes and designs. Yeah, I'm taking a guess. It has to be sometime next year, Katrina. That's why I would guess. Because from what I've been told, everything that they're doing is supposed to be done for the 50 years. So, all right, what we got next? Here we go. What's going on with Marvel's WandaVision? Why do fans have still no release date for Marvel's first Disney Plus original series, WandaVision? Let's try and get to the bottom of this. WandaVision is supposed to come to life for fans this year, but time in 2020 is running out. While fans did not get one WandaVision trailer for the series that will tie into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, there still is no official release date. We do know for certain that the show was delayed along with everything else at Marvel Studios due to the coronavirus. Due to the lack of solid information about the WandaVision series, rumors have been swirling around the highly anticipated show. Could the popular rumor about a November 27th release date be true? However, a recent November trailer for the Disney Plus streaming service did not feature WandaVision. Here is the tweet from Disney Plus showing the November trailer. All right, so it says yes to November, hashtag it's fall on Disney Plus, continues this month with new episodes of hashtag The Mandalorian and hashtag The Right Stuff series, plus premiere of originals like hashtag Beauty or Black Beauty movies, hashtag Marvel 616, and The Wonderful World of Mickey Mouse, hashtag Disney Plus. So what is going on with WandaVision? If it is coming out of the end of November, why there's not a release date or an additional trailer? It is looking more and more like the release may be in December instead of November, but without any official word from Marvel or Disney to set fans at ease or get them excited for the series, we will all just wait. It seems like Marvel is putting its fans in a multiverse of madness. What do we know about the WandaVision story from the official Marvel website is that get ready to see Wanda Maximoff and Vision like you've never seen them before. The two appear to be blissful newlyweds living a picturesque suburban black and white lifestyle, but they soon begin to suspect that everything is not as it seems. Welcome to WandaVision. Marvel Studios' first series streaming exclusive on Disney Plus is a blend of classic television and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Other rumors that have not been confirmed about the story include Scarlet Witch's mutant brother Quicksilver being a part of the show. But the most popular fan theory is that WandaVision will tie into the next Doctor Strange movie, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So this, I've been really wanting to see this because they said it was something like I Love Lucy, and I just really want to see what this is going to be like. I think it's probably going to be really good. All right, let's see. Key West faced legal battles with Disney and other cruise lines. The city of Key West has voted to restrict large cruise ships from making port or disembarking from their waters. This is big news since the CDC recently lifted the no-sail order, which prevented domestic cruise lines from scheduling any itineraries. Although cruise operators, including Disney Cruise Lines, still have a long way to go and a lot of protocols to prove to the CDC before they can actually hit the high seas again, this is a blow. However, the Miami Herald has reported a legal battle is already underway. Pier B Development, with operates one of the three ports in Key West, has sued the city and the Committee for Safer, Cleaner Ships. Monroe County Circuit Judge Bonnie Helms, in a September 29 order, said she would schedule a jury trial sometime after the election. Pier B wanted a court to remove the question from the ballot, but it claims were denied, first in federal court and then before Helms. Now that the November 3rd has passed, a jury court date is likely to be scheduled at some point in the near future. It may not occur until after the first of the year, however. It is important to understand exactly what the new cruise ship referendum in Key West are in order to fully grasp how they will impact Disney Cruise Line fleets, the Disney Dream, the Disney Fantasy, the Disney Magic, and the Disney Wonder. As per the Herald, These new restrictions for cruise ships were passed by Key West voters, limited to the number of daily cruise ship visitors at 1,500. Voters approved by about 63%. Prohibit cruise ships with 1,300 passengers or more from docking. This passed with about a 60% of the vote. Giving docking priority to cruise lines that have the best health and environmental record. This passed with about 81% of the vote. Hey, Griswold Family Vacay, thanks for joining me. So two of the Disney ships, the Dream and the Fantasy, are unable to make port in Key West due to their size. They are too large for the port's channel. The upcoming Titan-class Disney Wish is even larger, so it will not dock in Key West either for logistical reasons. However, the Disney Wonder and the Disney Magic currently have 38 Key West, Florida calls scheduled collectives. Disney Cruise Line official website has additional details about these cruises. All this time, both the Wonder and the Magic, which each have a capacity of over 2,700, will be unable to dock. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Here we go. Gideon's Bakehouse to open this year. They're in Disney Springs. Gideon's Bakehouse is coming to Disney Springs in 2020 to bring its famous half-pound cookies to fans. We have some photos of the ongoing construction at Disney Springs. While the signage says the shop will open in 2020, we still do not have an official opening date. However, construction is looking promising. Let's see. We cannot wait for the bakehouse to open. This is what the official website Gideon's has to say about their new location. Gideon's Bakehouse opened just over 3 years ago on a budget of $800 and a single employee. We've pushed through some unbelievable challenges to keep up with our growth and are now ready to take our next big step. We're happy to announce our second location is coming this year to Disney Springs at Walt Disney World Resort. Sorry, it jumped on me. We're a small team with a single owner and no partners or investors. We did this purely on our own, steam fueled by you, our local community. This step is enormous to say the least, but we've learned so much over the last few years and we're ready for this challenge. We're proud to be representatives of the fantastic local food scene in Central Florida and look forward to chatting with visitors about our favorite parts of Orlando. We hope to have your support on this evolution of the Gideon's experience. So what can you expect? We would tell you more, but we're nothing if not a little dark and mysterious. Stay tuned and be sure to follow our social media for all the fun updates. Disney Springs is constantly getting new and exciting dining and shops for its guests. We cannot wait to dig into these half-pound cookies when Gideon's Bakehouse opens its doors later this year. So that sounds pretty good. So somebody down there is going to have to send me a half-pound cookie. All right, so this is also on Disney Plus. Interview with General Draven plus Cassian Andor's series update. British-born actor Alistair Petrie, General Davistus Draven in Rogue One, a Star Wars story, has spoken to these are the actors you're looking for. Host Jamie Strangeroom about shooting the Rogue One movie and what's potentially next for his character in the Star Wars universe. General Draven played an integral role in Rogue One, leading the charge to rescue Jyn Erso. In spite of his complicated feelings about the movie's heroine, as it turns out, Star Wars has played an integral role in Petrie's life as well. He shared with Staying Room, Star Wars: A New Hope was the first film I saw in the cinemas. I just had two cavats. I wanted a cool name and I wanted a line, just a line. And then I thought, great, I can go to the cinema with my boys, and I can sit there and go bang. Preacher was initially told shooting for his Rogue One character would take half a day, and as he stated in his interview, it turned into a year. He added, I sort of jumped in and I love it. Later in the interview, conversation turned expectantly to the Disney Plus Rogue One prequel series that is set to follow Cassian Andor adventures and misadventures before the 2016 standalone Star Wars movie. When asked if there were plans for General Draven to return in the streaming Star Wars show, Petrie said, no, it is possible. Of course, it's possible because of the role I play in the film. I am respecting the filmmakers. Actually, I'm not trying to be clever in terms of, oh, I would love to say something, but I can't. I've signed an NDA of whatever. It's nothing to do with any of that. If the storytelling allows me to appear in it, then I would be in a heartbeat because I love the personal and the possibilities of the story they can tell around Diego's character, so we'll see. The official description of the Rogue One prequel series says it will follow the adventures of rebel spy Cassian Andor during the formative years of the rebellion and prior to the events of Rogue One, a Star Wars story. The rousing spy thriller will explore tales filled with espionage, daring missions to restore hope to galaxy in the grip of a ruthless empire. So that's one I've been waiting, I know. So, Katrina, you want a half-pound cookie? Just go buy why don't you go buy a whole pound cookie, cut it in half, and send me half? That would be great. All right. Disney Hollywood Studios decked the halls for the holidays. Disney Hollywood Studios has been decorating for the holidays, and it looks merry and bright. The decorations at Hollywood Studio are iconic, as Disney traditionally uses the same theme decorations each year for its theme park. Many guests have found fond memories attached to seeing decorations during their holiday visits, so it's wonderful to see them come out each year. So they've got pictures of stuff. The front entrance gate of Disney Hollywood Studios decked with tinsel and bows. What a welcoming holiday greeting to the park. A look down towards the Chinese Theater, which is home to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, shows the garland and stars hanging above like normal. Finally, we have the absolute beautiful photo of the Christmas tree and all its ornaments, and a view of my personal favorite Hollywood Studios attraction, the Tower of Terror, in the background. So they're getting ready for Christmas. All right. Let's see. Here's a question for you. What is being built in front of the Cinderella's castle? Today, we have seen additional images of the temporary stage that has been constructed in front of Cinderella's castle at Disney World's Magic Kingdom Park, and it looks wild. This is likely the filming of a segment that will be a part of the Disney Christmas Park special on ABC Christmas morning. We see the stage set up in a photo by Disney guest Giselle Cassandra Salazar Grimaldo, who posted this photo. All right, hold on, I'll bring it up. Give me 1 second, please. Oops. It's kind of hard for me to do it that way. All right, let me bring her up. There you go. So it looks like they're building a stage out front. The stage looks crazy with a suspended bridge connecting 2 large platforms. Even slides can be seen coming down off the sides of one of the stages. So yeah, it looks kind of weird. So I have a feeling it's just going to be for a, probably just for maybe for the holidays. I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? All right, moving on. Oh my gosh, where was I? Okay, here we go. When Disneyland reopens, who should open up the gates? I'd say Mickey Mouse. For the first time and forever, there'll be music, there'll be light. The past 8 months, actually, Disneyland fans have felt a lot like Anna did before she sang First Time and Forever. Sad, lonely, and a little neglected. Our theme parks are both closed. We have no real idea when they will fully reopen. And the constant tension between Governor Gavin Newsom's office and Disney park executives has, quite frankly, left us feeling a little bit less than pixie dusted. Fortunately, like Walt Disney once said, we know there's a great big beautiful tomorrow looming someday. So we thought it was about time to consider how Disneyland's reopening day should begin, and perhaps even more importantly, with which iconic Disney character should officially tell the guard to open up the gates. Mickey Mouse. Anna and Elsa? No, Mickey Mouse. After Disneyland parks and the Disney California Adventure Park had been closed for a few months, fans online started talking about the possibility of Anna and Elsa reopening the gates to pay homage to the popular First Time and Forever lyrics we already referenced. With the sheer popularity of Frozen, Frozen 2, and the entire Frozen franchise, this is both a quippy of the moment option for Disney park official. No, Mickey Mouse. There's no doubt that Anna and Elsa know how to bring the magic. Magic has, after all, quite literally gotten them into more than a few life or death adventures, and they just might bring Olaf along to join in the fun on the reopening day. We could even see Josh Gad making a special appearance. Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather. Walt Disney's Sleeping Beauty. No, Mickey Mouse. There are a few things this writer loves more than a historical Disney reference. As a proud Walt nerd, I love any and all things about the original Walt Disney Animation Studio projects. So when I saw the following Reddit post, I was and remained 100% sold on the idea of the Sleeping Beauty fairies, Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather being the characters who get to officially reopen the gates of Disneyland Park. No. Tinkerbell. Okay, maybe. I would say maybe to Tinkerbell. The original purveyor of pixie dust, Tinker, would be an iconic option to reopening Disneyland's locked gates. The fairy, with her spunk and eternal positivity attitude, holds a special place in the hearts of Disney fans around the world. I could get on board with Tinkerbell. All right. Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Yes, Mickey. Throw Goofy, Pluto, and Donald and Daisy in there too. While there's no doubt that Mickey and Minnie will be on hand for Disneyland Resort's reopening ceremony, the argument could be made that they should also get to officially reopen the gates of the theme park property. Yes. It all started with a mouse, after all, so in a way, Mickey and Minnie really hold the keys to the kingdoms in a way no other characters do. Without them, there would be no Disneyland and certainly no hidden Mickeys. This is the classic choice and timeless option that Disney fans around the world would love. Yes. Let's see, are they going to? That's it. So the choices are Mickey and Minnie, Tinkerbell, which I could go for either one of those. I'm not saying I have anything against Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather. I don't have anything against the Frozen, but I think it should be either Tinkerbell or Mickey and Minnie. All right. Let's see. Here we go. For our next bit of news, why reopening DCA, which is Disney California Adventure, is better than Disneyland. The Disneyland Resort recently announced that they would be expanding their shopping and dining at the downtown Disney to include Buena Vista Street inside Disney California Adventure. This will be the first time that guests will be able to step foot inside a California Disney theme park since March of this year. Both Disneyland and Disney California Adventure parks were closed due to the ongoing pandemic. However, while still complying with health and safety protocols, the resort has been able to reopen their downtown Disney district for retail and dining. Now, other Southern California theme parks are starting to expand their shopping and dining experience within the gates of their park while operating in a safe manner. Disney will be doing the same, and we couldn't think of a better place to expand than inside Disney California Adventure. Disney California Adventure, much like Knott's Berry Farm, who just concluded their Taste of Halloween festival and has a holiday festival currently on sale, has more open areas to allow for open and outdoor seating and dining. When compared to Disneyland Park later on after Buena Vista Street reopens, many believe it could be a good idea for Disney California Adventure to expand. We think Disney California Adventure could have great success with a hosting food festival of its own, even though the theme parks can't fully reopen. Why can't Disneyland host one? It could be simply a matter of space and placement due to the narrow walkways and because of how narrow Main Street currently is. A food festival or dining event would prove to be very difficult. Areas like Main Street and its surrounding shopping and dining areas may not allow for nearly as much social distancing than the walkway of Disney's California Adventures. Huh. That's pretty interesting. All right. Disney reportedly scraps plans for Depp's Pirates of the Caribbean 6 return. This week has not been I still don't get if downtown Disney is open, then why Disneyland? Because they're not. But anyhow, this week has not been a banner one for actor Johnny Depp, who is perhaps most famous for his portrayal of Captain Jack Sparrow in Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean film franchise. Depp lost his libel suit against Britain's The Sun newspaper publisher, and now Walt Disney Studios has reportedly decided they want nothing to do with him if the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise gets its rumored reboot. It would seem that although Depp wasn't being considered for a starring role in the as yet untitled 6th Pirates of the Caribbean film, Disney executives were thinking about casting him in a smaller part or even a cameo as the iconic Captain Sparrow. Following the verdict of his lawsuit, however, Disney has apparently abandoned ship in regard to this idea. I think Disney is going to find out really quick there is no Pirates of the Caribbean without Captain Jack Sparrow. I think they're going to find that out really quick. I think they think that. I'm not saying if they make one that I won't go watch it. I'm just saying I think they're going to find out really quick without Johnny Depp being as charismatic as he is when he plays Captain Jack Sparrow. They're going to see that number in the box office. I think they're going to really regret their entire choice here. And I think Disney is making the wrong decision on this. I really do. So I really think they should reconsider this because I don't think people are going to go see it if he's not in it. All right. COVID-19 testing for guests may open Disneyland sooner. Would you get tested for COVID-19 if it meant that was the only way you could get into Disneyland and Disney California Adventure? If so, you may be in luck. There's a chance that the rapid COVID-19 testing for guests could lead to a quicker reopening timeline for California theme parks. I don't want a COVID test. Theme park reopening guidelines. At the time of this article, publications of current guidelines for reopening theme parks under California's blueprint for a safer economic state that all large theme parks, including Disneyland Resort and Universal Studios Hollywood, cannot reopen until the counties in which they are located reach the minimal yellow tier or tier 4. This tier can only be reached when that county has less than one daily new COVID-19 case per 100,000 people. Theme parks want to reopen sooner in the orange tier, which is a lot easier to reach because it requires the county to have 1 to 3.9 new cases per 100,000 people. Legislators and health officials think theme parks should be allowed to reopen in the orange tier. Mayor and local leaders have written letters to California Governor Gavin Newsom asking for large theme parks like Disneyland and Universal to be allowed to reopen in the orange tier. But what could make Newsom's administration decide to go back to the drawing board, revise reopening guidelines, and allow all them parks the opportunity to reopen when the respective counties reach the orange tier? Tier 3, perhaps. Rapid COVID-19 testing is the answer. OC Register reported that theme parks like Universal have conducted surveys asking guests for their thoughts on rapid COVID-19 testing. According to a leaked survey shared by Orlando Weekly, Universal Orlando may be considering implementing rapid COVID-19 tests for all guests and team members, and consider the fact that Universal Studios Hollywood and Los Angeles County is currently residing in the purple tier, wanting to reopen in the orange tier and asking the governor to reconsider. It would make sense for the theme park to use rapid COVID-19 testing as a way to hopefully get the governor on their side. What is a rapid COVID-19 testing? I mean, is this something new where you can get your results right away? I guess I don't understand. But if it's anything like what you got, I don't want one. So if I had COVID, I don't even want to know that I had it. I don't think I have it. Truthfully, I am almost point where I don't know if I can get it. All right. Disney Spring retailers closed due to ongoing pandemic. Many businesses have suffered due to the impact of the coronavirus pandemic. Retailers of the Walt Disney World shopping and dining district Disney Springs were also impacted. Disney Springs has seen retailers close their doors as a result. TUMI, The Void, and Lucky Brand have closed their doors permanently. Permanently? I think that's a bad word. These stores held prime real estate location at Disney Springs, and no word on what will go into those locations as of yet. Oh, so they're saying they're leaving. All right. There was also some confusion over Wolfgang Puck's Express. It has also closed, but the closure may be temporarily. You can read all the details on that here. It is so unfortunate that we are not going to be able to visit these stores and experiences at Disney Springs. However, as retailers close, retailers open, and there is a lot to look forward to at Disney Springs. Everglazed Donuts and Cold Brew will be opening soon at Disney Springs, bringing over the top donuts and delicious cold brews to guests. The M&M World Store is currently under construction, and though it suffered delays due to the pandemic, should be opening soon at Disney Springs. I'd like to go to that. I've been to the one in Vegas. And Gideon's Bakehouse will be bringing its famous half-pound cookie to those of us with the major sweet tooth later on this year. All right, so give me 1 second. You have to see this. I don't know. Maybe you guys have seen this before, but I have not seen this. Look at the size of that cookie. Is it? I don't even know if it's a cookie. It looks like maybe it's just chocolate chips with a bit of cookie in it, is what it looks like. Wow. Just give me one moment. All right. It looks amazing. So it sounds like just all right. These places aren't the first places to ever leave Disney Springs. Other places left, other places come in. It happens. All right, let's see. Trying to figure out where I'm at. All right, here we go. More on Disney California Adventure. Recently, it was announced that Disneyland California Adventure Park would continue its partial reopening. The backlot premiere shop is already up and running inside the theme park with Buena Vista Street this holiday season. Now, Disney has announced an official opening date on November 19th. Guests will once again be able to experience the magic of Elias and Company, Julius Katz and Sons, Carthay Circle Lounge, Trolley Treats, Fiddler, Pfeiffer, and Practical Cafe, and more during Christmas time. Carthay Circle Lounge is set to have a seasonal menu from chefs Andrew Sutton and Alex Flores, featuring the exclusive Carthay shrimp roll, entrees including harissa roasted lamb and soy glazed salmon, and an artisan cheese board. A kids menu will also be available, featuring dishes like dragon chicken skewers. You know what's weird? The only bit of food that sounded good in there was dragon's chicken skewers. Fiddler, Pfeiffer, and Practical Cafes will offer holiday season treats like orange scones and classic hot chocolate. That sounds good, hot chocolate. It is important to remember that all the shops and dining establishments that are currently open inside the gates of Disney California Adventure theme park are operated as an extension of the downtown Disney district, which was allowed under California regulations to begin its phased reopening process over the summer. Guests must have DCA through a side entrance that is directly connected to downtown Disney. Rides and other attractions at both Disneyland and Disney California Adventure will not be allowed to run again until Orange County, where Anaheim is located, reaches the COVID-19 minimal yellow tier. Even then, the park will be required to adhere to a number of strict protocols, including a maximum of 25%. Let's see. Okay, so I talked about this a little bit Thursday. Disney files new patent, potential link to augmented reality. The Walt Disney Company has filed new patents that could be related to augmented reality. This is not the first patent and the Disney Company has filed related to this type of technology. All right. You can look at the latest patent in full here. You can see from the abstract of the patent that it explains a light projector through micro mirrors. While there is no full indication of what this particular patent could be for, it is interesting. What we do know is that this project and lighting effects are often used on attractions inside the Disney park, like the ghost effects found at the Haunted Mansion. The next patent is very interesting. It is a fully immersive system, but what could it be used for? Our guess, the Star Wars Hotel, that is set to open for Disney World's 50th anniversary celebration in 2021, set to give guests an experience like never before. Could this new technology be used at the Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel? It is certainly a possibility. So basically, yeah. The third out of the 4 patents appear to be mainly for testing purposes. You can look and read through the entire patent. Reading patents is weird. Hey, Laura Jean Carlson, thanks for coming in. So it just looks like it's just Disney's way of immersing us even farther in the areas that they decide to use these augmented reality tools. WWW sends health reminder to guests prior to arrival. Walt Disney World is continuing to remind guests who have upcoming vacations booked to read the health acknowledgement prior to arrival. Our senior editor currently has an upcoming vacation booked with Walt Disney World Resort, and she just received this notification from My Disney Experience. It reads, all Disney Resort hotel guests must read a health acknowledgement prior to arrival. Once you click on the notifications, the My Disney Experience app opens up and the health acknowledgement pops up, which you can see in the screenshot below. All right, I'm not going to show it to you. I'll read it to you. We have taken enhanced health and safety measures for you, our other guests, and cast members. You must follow all posted instructions while visiting Walt Disney World Resort. An inherent risk of exposure to COVID-19 exists in any public place where people are present. COVID-19 is an extremely contagious disease that can lead to severe illness and death. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, senior citizens and guests with underlying medical conditions are especially vulnerable. By visiting Walt Disney World Resort, you voluntarily assume all risks related to exposure to COVID-19. Please make sure you have reviewed any advisories or restrictions that may be in place for travel to Florida visit. So, yeah, but no offense, isn't any kind of sickness or disease possible to make you ill or possible death? I've never heard anybody dying from the common cold, but it's not possible that it has never happened. All right. Trying to find something because we are coming very close. Let's go back into our Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp speaks out on legal battle, forced to leave Warner Brothers. In case you haven't been following along, the Pirates of the Caribbean star Johnny Depp has been involved in a legal battle with his ex-wife and actress Amber Heard. The case was occurring in London and has been quite serious, as Heard accused Depp of domestic abuse, holding her hostage at one point. Depp had originally filed the lawsuit against the UK Sun Publishers News Group newspaper and Sun executive editor Dan Wooten regarding a specific article on which cited that Depp acted on domestic abuse towards ex-wife Heard. Just a few days ago, we reported that Depp lost the libel case, which you can read more about here. Now Depp is speaking out. The actor took to his personal Instagram profile to post a photo of his official statement, which reads, "In light of recent events, I would like to make the following short statement. Firstly, I'd like to thank everybody who has gifted me with their support and loyalty. I have been humbled and moved by your many messages of love and corner, particularly over the last few days. Secondly, I wish to let you know that I have been asked to resign by Warner Brothers from my role as Grindelwald in Fantastic Beasts, and I have respected and agreed to that request. Finally, I wish to say this. The surreal judgment of the court in the UK will not change my fight to tell the truth, and I confirm that I plan to appeal. My resolve remains strong. I intend to prove that the allegations against me are false. My life and career will not be defined by this moment in time. Thank you for reading. Sincerely, Johnny Depp." Maybe that's why Disney doesn't want him in the movie anymore. That's basically what it said, Katrina. It did say that. I think they send that out so they cover their butts. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about there. They probably do. Here we go. This is something people might want to know about. Disney offers tips for the new Rise of the Resistance virtual queue process. All right. The virtual queue system has the extremely popular new Star Wars attraction Rise of the Resistance at Disney Hollywood Studios is set up a bit differently now. Disney announced just last week they would be testing a new way for guests to get entry into the virtual queue, also known as getting a boarding group. For Rise of Resistance, it used to be that guests had to be inside the theme park before park opening, and once the park officially opened, guests had to open the My Disney Experience app to try to snag a boarding group. Now Disney has made the adjustment that at 7 a.m., guests with valid Disney Hollywood Studios Disney Park Pass reservations can open up the Disney My Experience app from anywhere and attempt to grab a boarding group. This means guests don't even have to get out of their beds To help guests adjust to the new process, Walt Disney World is sending emails reminding out to guests with upcoming Disney Hollywood Studio Park Pass reservations. Our senior editor, who has an upcoming Disney World vacation, has just received this email, which includes tips and tricks in order to snag a boarding group for Rise of the Resistance. The email reads, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, enter the virtual queue. We're excited you have a reservation to visit Walt Disney World Studios, and whether you're a fan of the Force or just a fan of big fun, we've got some news you should find pretty exciting too. Star Wars Rise of the Resistance will be using a virtual queue in the My Disney Experience app. And if you've joined the Resistance before, you'll want to know a few changes to the process. Guests with a valid ticket or pass and a Disney Park Pass reservation for Disney Hollywood Studios will be able to access the virtual queue system starting at 7 a.m. on the day of their theme park reservation to check for an available boarding group. This can be done before you leave your resort hotel or wherever else you happen to be near at that time. A second round of virtual queue inventory will still be released at 2 p.m. for anyone who wasn't already able to join a boarding group earlier in the day. Keep in mind, guests must be inside Disney's Hollywood Studios to access the second virtual queue opportunity, and access to the boarding group is subjected to availability and not guaranteed. Hey, Baxter, thanks for coming in, buddy. So, before you visit, make sure you have done the following. Have an account in My Disney Experience. Download the My Experience app. Turn on push notifications for the My Disney Experience app. Link and assign all theme park tickets in your party to a My Disney Experience account. Have a valid Disney Park Pass reservation for Disney Hollywood Studios for the day. On the day of your park visit, open the My Disney Experience app on your smart device, and at one of the distribution times, 7 a.m. or 2 p.m., and select Star Wars Rise of the Resistance virtual queue on the home screen. You will then be able to view the current status and next steps for joining the virtual queue. The app will indicate when there is no availability for a specific distribution time. Some guests may join backup groups. In order to give many guests as possible the opportunity to join the Resistance, each guest can enter the virtual queue no more than once per day. So that sounds great. So I think that's going to be it. That's not all, but let's do one more. This one's going to be just for fun. Celebrities who you won't believe worked at Disneyland. Disneyland is known as the happiest place on earth, and numerous actors, musicians, and artists got their start at Walt Disney World's original Magic Kingdom within its gates. So it's no surprise that Southern California Wonderland would be the start of many individual careers. Still, there are a few cases who exploded into fame after getting their first job at Disneyland. Let's take a look at a few stars who found their footage in Disneyland. Michelle Pfeiffer. Before starring in films like Scarface, Batman Returns, and Grease 2, we had to include it. The famous actress started her acting career as Alice from Alice in Wonderland in the famous Main Street Electrical Parade at Disneyland. Wow. Steve Martin. Comedic genius and master banjo player Steve Martin found his start at Disneyland at Merlin's Magic Shop in Fantasyland. The Eagles. No, not the football team. Before crafting classic songs that told tales of mysterious hotels or living life in the fast lane, one of the most influential and successful bands of all time, the Eagles, got their humble start at Disneyland. By the 1970s, the Eagles were newcomers to sunny California and had just begun their road to fame. Future Eagle member Glenn Frey, Don Henley, Randy Meisner, and Bernie Leadon first met when they were the backing band for country singer superstar Linda Ronstadt. Legend has it that the third and final show they played with Linda Ronstadt was at Disneyland that night. Glenn Frey and Don Henley decided to break away from Linda Ronstadt with bassist Randy Meisner and guitarist Bernie Leadon. Flash forward to 1980, the band had grown into the powerhouse behind classics like Take It Easy, Hotel California, Ticket to the Limit, One of These Nights, and Lion Eyes. Another celebrity that got their start at Disneyland, Robin Williams. Before voicing the hilarious genie in Aladdin or starring Professor Philip Brainerd in Flubber, legendary actor and comedian began his stand-up career at the Jungle Cruise in Disneyland. Oh man, I bet he was hilarious as a Jungle Cruise skipper. That'd be awesome. That's right, the king of comedy was a skipper at the world-famous Jungle Cruise. Williams is regarded as one of the greatest improvisations and in creating memorable voices. He often viewed as one of the greatest comedians of all time and holds a special place in millions of hearts for movies like Mrs. Doubtfire, Jumanji, and Hook. And that is it. So, man, could you see even Steve Martin as a skipper would be hilarious. But okay, that's going to be it for this week in Disney. So the next week in Disney will be next Saturday at 6 o'clock, same time as this. I'll make sure I schedule it ahead of time, unlike I did this. Thank you all for being in the chat. I appreciate everybody's support, and I hope to catch you later. As of what's coming up, I'll be putting out a video for Monday. I don't know what ride I'm going to be reacting to, but I'll be looking around. I will be doing a answering comments video. I'm behind, so I'm going to have to do that. It might be two. I might have to do a part 1 and a part 2 because that's how far behind I've gotten. Melody mixes on Gonzo's channel on Monday night. And I know he was talking about moving it to 9:30, but as of right now, I think it's 10:30. I don't know. Katrina, do you know? Is he moving it to 9:30 or is it 10:30 on Monday? Either way, check out both times. So Tuesday, we have Taco with Tuesday, where I'm there with BP, Kelly, and Gonzo, which is on Gonzo's channel. Wednesday, I'm looking to start a new live stream, which possibly at 9 o'clock, and I'm thinking about doing Disney merchandise, but I'm thinking about throwing in Disney merchandise and food. Ooh. So we'll do that. 10:30 Wednesday night, me and Gonzo on my channel. We'll probably have BP, Mike, and Ken with us, and we will be talking about Rogue One on Jedi Council. We'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about the second episode of The Mandalorian for season 2. And then we have Disney Friends on Thursday. So stay with us. And I may have a video next week of the girls down there in Florida. So as for that, that's going to be it. And as always, I hope to catch you on the next adventure. And remember, adventure is out there. We'll see you later. Bye.